What's up, YouTube fam? It's your boy V here with another episode of Ready, Set, Review. And today we have a very special video. It's not going to be like any of the other ones that we have done here before, because today we're not reviewing a movie. Today we are going to review this. So first, what I will do is I will unbox, see what we got inside. So I waited to unbox this with you guys, so no turning back after this. Once the sticker is gone, it is what it is. See what we got. Just trying to tell me what to do. Numbers. That's why. That's that. So, here we are. This thing is bulky like they were saying. I did not believe it, but my lord. Super bulky, but still pretty cool. Definitely got the disc version, just in case. Never go wrong. So in here, I'm assuming is the controller and the stand and the HDMI power cord. So, got a standard controller, power cord, of course, need that. HDMI cord, but I have plenty. Quick start manual, owner's manual, safety guide, and the stand. This is the HDMI. I don't know what this is. USB? Nah, USB. USB. Alright, so that's about it. So what am I going to do? So I'm going to get this thing plugged in. Go ahead and boot it up. I know it's going to have probably a ton of updates, so I'll do that and then dive into it a little bit and gather my thoughts. Thank God for Reddit, because I definitely would have never figured out how to get this dang on screw out, man. Never. But swivel it back. Swivel it back. Boom. Alright, now I'm in business. Alright, so I just got it turned on. It's doing the update right now. First initial impression just from, just messing with the controller just a little bit. Um, Feels very nice, very fluid. Doesn't feel robotic. It just feels like it just flows. Honestly, I like this controller a lot better than I did the previous one, which I actually really liked. But no, it feels great. It's just perfect. It's not as bulky as the Xbox controller can be. I feel like they might have shrunk the joysticks a little bit, so honestly it feels better just in your hand. But that's just my initial impressions just from the controller. I would say the system itself is very quiet. I didn't think that it would be. I thought it would be a little bit more noisy just from the pure size of it, the bulkiness of it. Hell, I can see the wires when I took it out of the box and out of the wrapping. I can literally see some of the wires just in there because it's just so like open. But it's very quiet. I mean, it's running right now. I don't know if you can hear it in the video or not. I can't, but I am deaf, so. But just initial impressions is I think it's pretty good so far. But after it gets booted up and does all its updates, I'll pop something in and. What's up, YouTube fam? It's your boy V here, and as you can tell from earlier in the video of the unboxing, we're going to be reviewing the PlayStation 5 today. So it has been a couple of days since I did that unboxing and set everything up, and I'll just go ahead and give you some of my takeaways from it, so just stay tuned. So they made a lot of small and I would say maybe the right word is like intricate changes, to the interface and how it looks aesthetically, and just simple things. I don't know if you can hear in the background, but I'm not sure if this is only for PlayStation 5 games, because I know for sure it doesn't do it on some of the PlayStation 4 games that I downloaded from my PlayStation 4. But the one game I do have for PlayStation 5 is the Miles Morales Spider-Man game. But when you click over the icon like you're about to play the game, it actually plays its own theme music from that game, that's specific to that game. Because when you're just randomly on anything else, it's just going to give the random generic PlayStation tune that they usually have on their interfaces. So I think that's a pretty cool feature. The thing I like the most, to be honest, about the system is the fact that it is very quiet. For being such a bulky system, I thought that it would be, after like hours of being on or playing the games or whatever, I thought like, it would eventually, get louder or something like that. But I mean, this thing is as quiet as a Tesla. It's crazy. So that's one of the big things that I took away from it. Honestly, the controller is very sleek. It's a good feel. It just feels comfortable in your hands. I've only played the Miles Morales Spider-Man game, but I would love to play a game like Call of Duty on this, just to feel how it is, playing multiplayer, because the vibrations that it gives like throughout the game, while playing it's like almost immersive, and it's honestly it's really cool. But I really like how they upgraded the controller and the feel and everything on that. So first couple, definitely the performance of the PlayStation itself, exteriorly and interiorly as well, because it is lightning fast. And I heard because a buddy of mine actually has the Xbox Series X, which obviously they're competing with each other, but he told me how quiet that system was. So I just wasn't expecting it to be that. Like this thing is like silent assassin quiet. They did on this PlayStation 5. They did separate like the games and the media, so you don't have to search through all of your home screen just to find like the movies, and if you want to play a game you switch back. But I think it's a little bit more easy just because they just separate it, and then if you want to go on play on that side of it where you're doing the streaming and watching the apps and all the rest of that, then you just go to media, and if you want to do the games and do all that, I just think it's a much more simplistic way to do it, just by you separate it, keep it moving. I love the fact that they put Apple TV and Apple Music on here. So now, for my background music, I can just play any of my Apple Music, content, which is really cool as well. And then again, having the Apple TV app on there brings all of my movies from Apple, because I am a big Apple user. So I think that was a very cool thing that they did, putting that onto there. Because again, I don't really remember what the PlayStation 4 did have that, but I don't believe that they did. But I love that fact. Another slight change they made is when you push the home button, it actually just brings up a little, kind of toolbar on the bottom that you can just, easily go from place to place, just by hitting it once. If you just hit it once, it brings up the little sidebar, and then if you want to go all the way out, you just hit the home button. That's right there on it, which is really cool. Actually, I'll show you a little bit. So, just playing the music right now. This is the home button. Just boom. It gives you the option to pause, or if you wanted to do something else. If you wanted to look at some news, it always saves your game clips, which is really cool. You can easily go from switching from any app that you want to, or game, just from the home button. It's honestly they really outdid themselves, I feel. And I almost forgot the speaking of performance, like, first of all, the games look amazing. The 4K on it is amazing as well. But I didn't even realize until I actually received the PlayStation myself, but this can also project 8K, which is crazy. I don't have anything that can, show 8K. I don't have an 8K TV or anything like that, but I think that is a really cool thing that they put in there just to, for futures. A little futures bet, if you will. So I think that's really cool. So all in all, the performance of the system, the controller, I think is the thing that I like the most. Just how it feels and how it performs itself, and then also just the quietness of it. It's just amazing. But we do have to get into some things that aren't as good, that I didn't think that were very smart on their behalf. First and foremost being that they only put 825 gigs, on the PS5. Especially with the fact that the PlayStation 4 Pro, when it came out, had a terabyte. So it's like, I don't understand how you came out with the PlayStation 4 500. The Pro has a terabyte, and then for the new system, you go, and cut that by 175 gigs. Like, I don't really understand that logic. And the fact that, hell, it's been 2 years, and I'm a fan of the limited editions, which they still might come out with it. I mean, I know for the PlayStation 4 Pro, they came out with the Spider-Man special edition, limited edition. So Spider-Man 2 is coming out. I want to say, I don't think it's this year, but next year. So you might have to wait, 4 years after launch to get a limited edition. But so I didn't really like the fact that they, aren't making that available. And then, they only have the one color too, so it's kind of. I've never really been a big fan of, like, white consoles. I usually like the black, or again, like some kind of limited edition where it's like, a purpose of why it's whatever colors that it is. But yeah, that's just a couple of things that I didn't like. It is bulky also. I mean, I'm sure that y'all probably can understand by now because I keep talking about the size of it, but it is a bit bulky, which isn't too bad. It's just, I don't know, it's just awkward looking, but as long as it performs well, that's all that really matters. So, like I said, this is small slights, but you know, we can't, not point out the obvious flaws that I have anyway. You know, others might not have too much of a gripe with that, but those are just some of the things that I, just didn't like. But overall, I think that it is a pretty good system. I think actually pretty good. Let me stop. It's actually a very great system. I do want to play a few more other games. I just haven't had the time to really do any of that, get any more games or do any of that, or hell, even have the time to play them. But from what I have done on the system so far and what I can tell, I do think that it is worth the wait, worth the buy. I don't think that it's worth paying more than what you would pay at a Target, Walmart, or Best Buy, which is what I had to do to get it. I had to get it from StockX, but ended up paying again an extra $130 just on the base. But I mean, I think it's worth it if you are a big fan of PlayStation and Sony. Now, and that price has gone down considerably from what it was. Obviously, when it first came out, these scalpers were charging people thousands of dollars, for something that they paid after tax probably $550, $560, $70, something like that. So it's come down considerably. So if you waited this long, honestly, I would probably just wait a little bit longer, because eventually they're gonna have to produce these and have them in stock in stores, where people can actually get them. Because before getting this, I think I came close one time, and Best Buy tried to make me get their Total Tech. Well, they didn't try. They made me get their Total Tech program, which was $200, just to be able to be in a position to buy the PlayStation. And by the time that I even did all of that, I wasn't able to get the PlayStation. So if that's going to be the case, if they're going to make you do that in order to get the system, then I mean at that point, unless you're going to use Total Tech or get it from somewhere else, maybe it is worth getting, spending the extra 100 or so and getting it from a place like StockX. But I truly believe that eventually they're just going to have to, produce an amount where they can actually, keep them on the shelf for longer than 15 seconds, at midnight in the middle of the night. So, my honest opinion, though, like I said, is to just wait for that. But if you are, in the position where you can do that, or you just want to and you just can't wait any longer, then I definitely believe that it is a system that is worth the purchase, just based solely on the performance of it, the controller, and just the little tweaks that they made to the interface and to other things that go with the use of the PlayStation. So it is a very good system. I definitely would recommend. I just wouldn't recommend spending more than you would have to on a normal basis to get it. But that's just me. I just feel like that with anything. But I did want to do the review for it, and so that's why I went ahead and did what I had to do. But again, all in all, great system. I just hate that they didn't put enough gigs on there, because 825, I just don't think is adequate enough. But they could have done better, in my opinion. But all in all, I think it was a good buy, good system, and for all my PlayStation aficionados, you know what to do. But for anybody that's just on the fence, I would definitely say that the system is worth the buy. So Tell me what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment to tell me what you think. And I'll see you on the next one.